Great morning, you guys. Hope you guys have an amazing Monday. Brand new week, brand new opportunity, brand new Triple M. So really congratulate and acknowledge you guys hopping on live that are able to hop on live, watch this recording together. Acknowledge everybody that's going to be watching this recording. And that's also going to be just starting their Monday off great, because you guys don't wait until Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday to get going for your week. Monday morning, you say, hey, let's get it. Some of you guys have even been going since yesterday, Sunday. You're like, man, I'm going to get a super jump on it. So super excited because today we have a video by a lady named Lisa Nichols. If you've heard of her, you know she's awesome. If you haven't, you're about to get introduced to somebody new. She's a woman from Inglewood, California, I believe. That's part of her story. Came up. She's actually recently got an amazing health result. So for all our Herbalifers that are here, I don't know if she's on Herbalife, probably is, but she's got an amazing health result because she used to be a little bit overweight. Now she's looking great, feeling great, and doing great. So she's going to be sharing her story. Make sure to grab your notebooks. Got to have your notebooks. Or you can use your phone. Shout out to the new iPhone 7. All my new iPhoneers out there, had to throw that plug in. And get ready to share, because after this, even if you're at work, no problem. Type it in the chat bar, your takeaway, so that we all get massive value from what you saw, because what you saw could be different from what I saw, could be different from what he saw, and we all get to see everything we can see. So make sure, because I'm excited to hear from you guys along the share portion. So without further ado, let's get into Lisa Nichols on Triple M. Let's get it.
And children the stories of your life. But while you're your age, you're supposed to make sure that the story is going to be good to tell. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be with you for a brief moment. You know, I love environments like this because you get to live in possibility. I always say I want to live in bliss and visit ordinary every now and again. Mediocrity is crowded. But if you rise up to excellence, there's a lot of space. So I'm excited to be with you today and with all the amazing speakers and teachers and educators and life transformers who've graced this stage. I think every single one of you can come on this stage and contribute a ton of things as well. I'm always grateful when I'm given the opportunity to serve and to tell a snippet of my life as a form of inspiration, or to gain and garner something from you. I look at my life today and it's barely recognizable. It's barely recognizable. When Joseph was talking, I grew up down the road in LA with all those plastic people. And when he was telling his story that he said he was gonna think that I love you, I thought, did he say it out loud? Because then they really look the other way. Then I realized he was saying he was in his head thinking. Well, I grew up in LA, and I grew up in an environment that was less than conducive to the thought of possibility. I lived between the Harlem Crip 30s and the Rolling 60s. And I had 3 fights a week to get home from school. I just thought it was exercise. It's like, oh, this is how you do it. I'm rock that. Got my cardio in. And my highest grade in school was a C+ in all 12 years. My English teacher, the last time I took an English class, she said to me in front of the entire class, quote unquote, Lisa, you have to be the weakest writer I've ever met in my entire life. I found out what I was good at by finding out what I really sucked at. I had a job as an accounts receivable clerk in accounts receivable. I shouldn't be around numbers. Unless I'm just making a lot of money, I should not be counting the money. But I remember I had a client who called, I called her, and I was supposed to collect money from her, and she gave me a story as to why she couldn't pay, and it was a really good story. I said, yeah, girl, that's good. Don't worry about it. I'm going to take your name off the list. I'm not going to have them bother you anymore. And I guess she referred a few people to call me for collections. And I remember the day my boss called me into the office, and she said, Lisa, come in and sit down. And I said, okay. She said, what do you want to do in this company? No, what do you want to do in life? I said, I thought it was a test of my loyalty. I want to rise to the top of this company. I want to be the accounts receivable manager. And she cringed. Like, what is that about? And she said, tell me what you do when you talk to clients. I said, well, I listen. I tell them that they have to pay and that they're behind. Then I listen, and some of them have really good reasons why they can't pay. And so I support them. How do you support them? Well, I delete their name from the list because they don't have money and you're going to call them again if I keep their name on the list. So I just help you by taking them off the list, help them by taking them off the list. Just handle that. I handle it for you. And she said, so you're a really nice girl, but you were really bad at accounts receivable. And then I realized this meeting was not about my advancement in the company. And I said, oh my God, are you firing me? She said, no, I'm not firing you. I'm just releasing you to find your dream. And I said, so do I come back tomorrow? Like, I'm 24, I got bills. Just tell me, am I coming? No, you're not coming back tomorrow. You're going to spend the day at home finding your dream. And that was the first of me being fired 5 times. So I tell you, I discovered what I was good at by checking off the box about what I really sucked at. I remember the last time I was unemployed, I was frustrated because I had been unemployed for 3 months. I had been fired from my 5th job. And I was frustrated because my car had just got repoed. Rent was due. My roommates were pissed at me. And I had cramps, PMS. It was not a good day. Do not cross my path, right? The head does spin around. And I'm lying in bed. And I had the newspapers all, because there was a time we found jobs in the newspapers. And the newspapers were all laid across my bed, and across in them were circled all of these accounting jobs because that's where I had been trained. But it wasn't where my heart was. And every time I circled a job, accounts receivable, accounts payable, whatever it was, I got sick to my stomach. Energy, it would drop. But I knew I needed a job. And so I was laying in bed with an attitude, turning the remote control with an attitude. And this man came across the screen. I thought, wow, a black man on stage with a suit on, handsome. I'm gonna look a little while. And it was Les Brown. And Les was telling a story. He told a story that changed my life. He said there was this man walking past the house, and a little old lady was rocking, a little man was rocking in their rocking chair, and the dog was giving an agonizing moan. He said, what's wrong with that dog? He walked past the house the second day on his way to work, and the little lady's rocking, the little old man's rocking, and the dog's giving the same agonizing moan. He said, if I pass that house again tomorrow and that dog's doing that same moan, I'm gonna ask the lady, what's up with your dog? So the third day passes the house, lady's rocking in her rocking chair, sipping on some lemonade. The man's rocking his rocking chair, reading the paper, and the dog's giving the same excruciating moan. So he did as he promised himself. He said, excuse me, ma'am, why is your dog moaning? She said, well, honey, he's lying on a nail. And he said, well, if he's lying on a nail and it hurts, why don't he move? She said, come, baby. It hurts just enough for him to moan about it. Not enough for him to move yet. And right at that moment, I realized, lying in my bed, unemployed, my car repoed, rent's due, I'm pissed off. I was lying on a bed of nails, not just one. And so I just stopped by Vegas. Yesterday, I woke up in Temecula. I spent the morning in Garden Grove speaking. I spent the evening in Coronado Island speaking. I woke up this morning and today and had lunch in Vegas. And before the end of the week, I'll be in another country. And so I just stopped by. I stopped by to tap on your heart a bit and to ask you, what are you willing to do this year that you haven't done yet? What are you willing to do this year that will make your knees knock and your teeth chatter? Are you willing to redefine yourself until your life is barely recognizable? Are you willing to boldly go where you have never gone before? Say what you've never said before and do what you've never done before so you can be the man or the woman you know yourself to be. Are you willing? Are you willing to surprise the hell out of yourself? Are you willing to scare the people around you where they say something happened to him that day? They went to some TED event and nothing was the same. Are you willing? Are you willing to allow the dream in you to be birthed? Are you willing to find that thing that you were born to do? That if you don't do it, you know your life is incomplete. Because what I know is that you're not afraid to die. You're afraid to die without doing that thing. You don't want to die before they see your vision, your voice, your essence. That's what you're really afraid of. Hell, dying is just resting in peace. You don't have to do anything then. It's living that makes your knees knock. Are you willing? Are you willing to love yourself like you've never done before? Are you willing to be unapologetic about your greatness? Are you willing to stop keeping score on the things you didn't do so well back then? I still don't do accounting well, but my CPA does. Are you willing? Are you willing to stand in your greatness and stand on your story? All those things, all those reasons, that failed relationship, the weight, the family, all the molestation, all the stuff that comes up whenever you're about to do great. You say, but I can't because. Are you willing to stop making that your fortress and make it your fuel? Are you willing? See, I'm just a girl from South Central who lived between the Harlem Crip 30s and the Rolling 60s, who had 3 fights a week to get home from school. Who, the last time I took English, remember? I got a fail, and my English teacher told me I was the weakest writer she ever met in her entire life. I'm still that girl. I don't stand in that story. I stand on that story. Because in addition to her, I'm that 7-time best-selling author. In addition to her, I'm the CEO of 2 multi-million-dollar businesses. In addition to her, I'm an international speaker and trainer. In addition to her, I'm the woman who in 6 months will be taking my company public. That's who I am. All of that makes up me. Unapologetically, it makes up me. So I ask you, as I stop by Vegas to stir your soul, as I stop by Vegas to make you mildly, to moderately, to significantly uncomfortable in mediocrity, I don't want to help you get a good night's sleep tonight. I want to keep you up tonight, thinking, how can I make my life barely recognizable? How can I get drastic with it? How can I do it like my life depended on it? Because the moment you stop making it about you and you make it about those little orphans that Robin talked about, and that your life is not about liberating you, sweetheart. Your life is about liberating all the rest of us who are watching you. The moment you can play that big and get out of your way is the moment that we begin to benefit from your existence. I didn't come here to rah-rah you. I didn't come here to entertain you. I came here to call you to your greatness. Some of that might make you feel good. Some of it might step on your toes. If it does, sit Indian style. Because I'm not stopping. Because I'm that same little girl from South Central who nobody thought it was possible, who I look up today. And my son and I just built our home from ground up, and we moved in 4 days ago. And my son was walking through the house today, and he said, Mommy, a couple of days ago, and he says, Mommy, this is the kind of house we used to visit. And we get to come here every day. Mommy, is this what you talk about when you say barely recognizable? I said, yes, baby. This is barely recognizable. I leave you with the story. Yes, it's already time for me to go. When I went on Oprah, I could only take one person with me. So it was only fitting that I take my grandmother with me. She's 82 years old. And she watched her mother pick cotton. So she should watch her granddaughter sit on Oprah. I took my grandmother to Oprah with me, and my grandmother is feisty. And she talks loud on her cell phone. She still can't understand how they can work with no cord. So she thinks yelling helps the people hear. And I'm not going to be the one to tell her to lower her voice. So in the limousine on the way to the airport, she's on the phone. Yes, I'm going with my baby to Chicago to see Oprah. Yes, we're going to stay at the Omni Hotel where the guests of Oprah Winfrey stay. Like, because that's how it's on TV, so she has to say the whole thing. We get to the Omni Hotel. She said, baby, I can't believe we're at the Omni Hotel where the guests of Oprah Winfrey stay. We go out to dinner. We come back in. I have a meeting with Jack Canfield, Reverend Michael Beckwith, and Rhonda Byrne. And I come back into the room. She said, baby, I start every single baby. This lady came to the door, housekeeper. She's asked me that I want this thing called a turn down. I asked her, did it cost? She said, no, it don't cost. I said, well, then turn down. So my grandmother was a hoot. The next morning, I get a call. Miss Nichols, the Harpo Inc. limo is here to take you to Oprah. Oh, the moment. I put on my coat, grabbed my purse, and my grandmother said, baby, go make your bed. Okay. I made my bed, put my coat back on, get my purse. My grandmother said, baby, go wipe out the sink basin. Okay. But now I got the Scooby-Doo look. I said, no disrespect, Grandma, because that's what you said when you were about to question my grandmother. Why am I making the bed and wiping out the sink basin at the Omni Hotel where the guests of Winfrey stay? I'm a guest. She said, just leave the lady a tip and I'll tell you why. I put out $3. She said, don't be cheap. I put out $10. I said, no disrespect, Grandma, but why am I tipping her when I did her job? Just leave her a tip. And as I put my coat on and my sweater on, I leave you with this charge in love and in honor. My grandmother said, your great-grandmother was a day worker. And when people knew she was coming, they would leave their rooms extra nasty. She said, you're not going to do that. You're going to be mindful that someone has to clean up behind you. And someone did it for you. She said, and you left that tip because on the days that your great-grandmother got a tip, we were able to have meat that day. She said, baby, I know you walking on this plush carpet at the Omni Hotel. Where the guests of Oprah Winfrey stay. And I know you're walking in style in those nice, shoes with the red sole. She said, but you're not really walking on the carpet. You're not really walking on those shoes. You're walking on their shoulders. Somebody worked from sunup to sundown for you to occupy that seat. So my question to you as I leave, and I leave you in love, is what are you going to do while you have that seat? I love you.
Man, that was powerful. Good stuff. You ready to share? What you got for us? Here's with some nuggets. Roxy chose this video. Excellent video.
All right, let's fix his hair first. Good morning. So some of my biggest takeaways, the whole video was just amazing. And I have like a whole page and a half of notes that I'm just like, which one should I choose? But let me see. I love when she asked the question of what are you willing to do this year to redefine yourself, and we're coming to an end of the year. It's already 2016, but it's October. So meaning we only have such a short amount of time before the year is officially over. And I know that there's some people that are not thinking about this year. They're already thinking about next year and what they're going to do for their New Year's resolutions. What are they going to do for 2017? But the biggest question is like, what am I going to do right now in order, how she says, to redefine not only yourself, but your life? What can you do in these last 3 months where everybody takes it off because it's the holidays, when really the holidays are only 72 hours? You know, people say, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to get in the best shape. I'm going to do this next year. But if you're not willing to do it right now, what makes you think that you're going to be willing to do it next year if you have the only time, which is now? So I really love that. And then I love when she said, are you willing to allow your dreams to be birthed? That to me was super powerful, because I know every single one of us has dreams. You know, if you were really to take a page down and ask yourself, like, what do I want? Like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, and really allow yourself to dream big and not just small, you know, because I remember there was a time in my life where I used to not dream so big because I thought that those dreams were not possible. And because I thought that those dreams were impossible, then guess what? I wasn't allowing my dreams to come to fruition or to be birthed. So I really love that. And then I loved one more. I loved how she said that we're not afraid of death. We're afraid of our own dreams not being revived and relived. You know, that's the biggest thing that we're afraid of, because living is the hardest part. How she said death is easy because you're just going to rest in peace. But many of us fear death because there's something inside of us that maybe we haven't been able to fully detect, but there's something inside of us that's more afraid of dying without really doing the things that we were meant to do on this earth, without seeing and giving and being everything that we know we could be. That's exactly what we're most afraid of. So I love this whole section. I thought it was amazing. So yeah, those were some of my takeaways.
So awesome. Really great takeaways. So many great ones, but the ones that really stuck out to me is when she was looking for a job in the paper, she said every time she would look into accounts receivable that she did accounting, her heart would feel a certain way. And it's because deep down inside, she knew that wasn't her passion. It wasn't her life's purpose. And she said she would do it, though, because she just had to pay the bills. She needed money. And that, for me, brought me back to what am I doing, because I think I just need the money. I still treat physical therapy and health and wellness is my passion, but Herbalife and preventative medicine is my ultimate passion. So it's always staying aware of, am I going towards my life's purpose? Am I investing in my life's purpose? Or am I just doing jobs that are comfortable because I know there's going to be a paycheck at the end of the week? And listening to my heart as it takes me to guide me where I want to go. Because even if you're in a job that maybe necessarily you don't like, but you're doing it for a paycheck because you have bills, you can always find things inside of your job that feel in alignment with what you love to do. And it'll feel less like work, even if it's just a portion of your job. But the thing that starts to happen with that is as you start to do things well, because you love them, you become better at them. And therefore you start to attract more, pay, you start to attract more accolades. So it starts to pay off better so that you're able to pay those bills, do less of the things that you don't like. Because if you live in a reality where you think, I have to do this, this is just a part of life, I got to go and give up some of my hours and my days to do something I don't love. Guess what? The universe is going to keep giving you that because that's what you keep thinking. You think it has to be that way. But I challenge you to think about this. Are there people that you know or know of that get to do what they love every single day? Where they get to go to something and they never talk about going to work. They talk about living a passion, and they can still live abundantly. Person that comes to my mind is The Rock. One time he came to LA, $7 in his pocket. Now he gets to be on movie sets all day. And I follow him on Instagram. If you don't follow him, he's great. I'm sure he's fired up all day. He's at Jumanji in the forest doing a movie with Kevin Hart. He made $65 million last year. One of the top paid actors in Hollywood. Do you think that he loves what he does and thinks it's work? I don't think so, but I think he followed his passion. Remember, if you listen to Triple M last week, he went into football, got cut, but they called him back. and they say, hey, we want you to come back out. And he told his dad, no, I'm going to follow my passion inside of this acting and entertainment. He went into wrestling. His dad said, you're crazy. You're crazy. They just called you back. You could have a steady paycheck. He said, know what? I'm going to follow my passion. And if you follow your heart, this doesn't mean quit your job. This doesn't mean, go live on the streets and just, meditate all day. But it does mean start to pay attention to what you feel when you do what you do, how you feel about the things that you do, and use that as a compass to get hot and cold. Like hot and cold, I can't remember the game, but it'd be like you're getting hotter, you're getting colder. Go toward, get hotter for you, and that will pay off because you'll be really good at it. Not the first day, but with time, because you'll love it so much that you'll put in your 10,000 hours, which is the level for mastery. They say average is 10 years or 10,000 hours to become a master at something. You're not going to master something you hate doing because you're going to come late, you're going to leave early, you're going to be checked out. But if you love something, you'll be there every day because it won't feel like work, and your 10,000 hours will add up fast. You'll become a master. When you're a master, your pay is very well. So I had a lot of other takeaways, but I kind of went off on that one. So let's see if anybody else has some other good takeaways. Give me a hand up or a smile. Armani's ready this time. Let's get it. What you got for us, Armani?
What up? My name is Armani. So for my takeaways, I really liked how you said about the dog that was on the nail. She said it hurts enough for the dog to moan about it, but not enough to move. That really hit me because you see that all over the world. People are just moaning, complaining, but they're not willing to move or get into action, be compelled into action. And that's what I use throughout my day to get up or to even talk to that one person that I'm kind of scared to talk to. Out and about, face to face.
Dope. Awesome. Great job, Armani, sharing. Really amazing, because a lot of people, like you said, are like that. Complaining is just enough for them to feel a little bit better about their situation, but action hasn't come yet. And we get to not be that people. We get to take action as soon as we don't feel something is in alignment with who we are, what we like, because only action. This, I'll tell you guys, for all the Herbalifers on the line, I think you guys will relate. Has anybody ever hit you up, yo, I'm ready to get in shape, and then they never message you back after you say, okay, let's get it? Because for them to message you was just enough. They took just enough action to feel, okay, I'm at least going in the right direction. I messaged that guy or that girl. They're not the people that are following. It doesn't hurt enough yet. We get to be the people that say, hey, we're ready. We go. So, dope. Let's get another share. Who's got one more share for us? Give us a smile. Let's get it. Preston in the building. What you got for us, Preston?
What's up? I really loved how her grandma really emphasized that you're not just standing on the carpet. You got shoulders. You got the weight of, she said, the weight of the world on your shoulders, something like that. And it's really true. And especially like you were just saying, for the Herbalife people, we gotta make sure you keep that in mind. And even if you're not an Herbalife, for people that are, head of the households, leaders inside whatever crafts they're doing, you got to keep that in mind with whatever situation you're in is more than just you. It's bigger than yourself. And if you keep that as a focus and you make sure that it's something that you harness on a daily basis, it really can take you far. And I think that's one of the biggest things I've learned recently in my life.
Nice. Yeah, that was super powerful. Super powerful, because nobody is here by themselves. Nobody changed their own diapers. Nobody fed themselves when they were a kid. Nobody put themselves through elementary and middle school. And that's so crucial, because you see the difference in different cultures when it's a part of the culture to take care of their family as a whole, like elderly and work. I'll never forget, I heard Eric Thomas the other day. He's like, oh, you coming to school failing? He's like, wait a minute, is your grandma still working? And they'd be like, yeah. It'd be like, in some cultures, grandma don't work because we get to take care of them. And she's like, it's not that people don't want to try, it's that they haven't connected to their why enough. And that for me was powerful, because the work grandma did, made it possible so your parents could be here, made it possible so you could be here. And making that connection is crucial, because, as you become successful now, and you guys will reach success if you so choose it, you will become successful to where your money and your income and your abundance is much more than just you need, but then for connecting back to what does my family need, who made it possible for my success, is a crucial connection. So that was dope. I really love that. Great takeaways today, you guys. Maribel said, I love how she started the video with mediocrity is crowded, but excellence has a lot of room. Very powerful. Awesome stuff. Great takeaways. packed Triple M. This might have been one of our biggest. We got up to 18. Keep sharing the videos. Keep sharing the links. Keep inviting your friends. Keep inviting your clients. Keep inviting your team. Let's get better every single Monday so that our week gets better, our life gets better. You guys have a great one. I'm going to take everybody off mute really quick. Let's get it. Where y'all at? I know everybody.
Let's go.
Works, but we can still get it. Happy Monday, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Adios.